Tea, an art, a tradition, a way of life. For more than 3,000 years, the human race has been cultivating a plant that has inspired poems, sparked the establishment of trade routes, and shaped civilizations. With its origins in China, the tea plant has a rich history and is surrounded by an intriguing culture. Before we talk about Taiwan's tea culture, however, we need to first understand tea itself. Though most people don't realize it, all types of true tea come from the exact same plant, the Camellia sinensis. Everything from the most robust black tea to the delicate white varieties starts with the same leaves. The vast differences between tea types reveal themselves during processing. There are 5 main types of true tea. The least processed and rarest kind is white tea. Made from the youngest leaves, white tea is grown in the high mountains and only picked 2 days out of the entire year. Green tea is the second type, also made with very little processing. Unlike white tea, however, green tea is steamed before drying, changing the leaves' flavor profile. The third type of tea is oolong. Oolong, which means black dragon in Chinese, is much more processed than either the white or green varieties, but still maintains a delicate flavor. Oolong tea is partially oxidized, baked, rolled, and fired before it is ready to sell. The fourth type of tea is the most common in the Western world. Black tea is processed extensively, which results in a very dark red tea liquor and a heavy flavor. Before sale, the leaves are crushed, fully oxidized, rolled, and dried. The final type of tea is very different from all others. The general term for this kind of tea is post-fermented tea, but most of these belong to a large subcategory called pu'er tea. Despite the final deep brown-red color of the tea's liquor, pu'er begins its life as a green tea. It is steamed, rolled, and dried just like other green teas, but this is where the similarities end. After drying, pu'er tea adds one final stage: fermentation and aging. This extra stage dramatically alters the chemical compounds within the leaves and hence the flavor as well. The fermentation may either be assisted, resulting in shu pu, or ripe pu'er tea, or occur naturally, resulting in qing pu, or raw pu'er tea. All of these types of tea play a role in the tea culture of Taiwan. The first documented cultivation of tea in Taiwan began in 1717 in a region called Shuisha-lian, near present-day Yuchi and Buli in Nantou County. These plants' specific origin is unknown, though we do know they came from China. However, in the 1800s, many Camellia sinensis plants were brought to Taiwan from Fujian province in China and planted. Eventually, due mainly to traditions brought to Taiwan by Chinese immigrants, but also because of the promotion of tea as a Taiwanese export by entrepreneurs, tea quickly became an intrinsic part of Taiwanese culture. There are now 8 primary growing regions within Taiwan, allowing the country to harvest at large volume and hold great influence in the modern tea market. The island is most noted for Formosan High Mountain Oolong, a tea held in the highest regard by regular consumers and connoisseurs, but it is not the only type of tea produced in Taiwan. The country processes black and green tea leaves as well. Tea is a part of life here, a staple, and available in every form, from cheap, refreshing bottles sold at convenience stores to the most expensive, rare high mountain leaves, served in the traditional gongfu style. Gongfu is at the pinnacle of Taiwan's tea culture, a tradition that originated thousands of years ago in China. It is at once a ceremonial art and a rigorous science. The gongfu, or Chinese tea ceremony, differs from others such as Japan's chanoyu. Gongfu cha focuses not on symbolism, but rather upon crafting the most flavorful, aromatic cup of tea possible for as many infusions as possible from the same leaves. Because of the way it uses tea leaves, the gongfu cha ceremony is the most reliable indicator of a tea's quality. The steps are logical and simple. First, the tea is carefully measured. Too much, and the brewed tea will taste bitter. Too little, and the full flavor will be lost. Next, all of the teaware is washed with boiling water. The washing heats the vessels so that the tea will not become cold and lose its flavor once served. After this, the tea leaves are added to a teapot and rinsed in boiling water to remove any dust, and then the water is quickly poured out to avoid accidental brewing. This refuse water is often poured over the tea vessels as a second wash and a way to prime the cups. The last step is brewing, which will repeat multiple times until the tea leaves lose their flavor. One special step may be added only on the first brew, and only if the tea is a light variety, like oolong, green, or white. This step is to first pour the tea into what is known as a wenxiangbei, or fragrance cup. The tea is then quickly poured into a cha-bei, or drinking cup, and the leftover steam in the wenxiangbei is inhaled, allowing the drinker to utilize their olfactory senses, which play a key role in the human sense of taste, thus providing a way to experience the full fragrance of the tea before consuming it. With this, the gongfu cha ceremony is complete. Whether experiencing the tranquility of gongfu cha or drinking to refresh on a hot day, Taiwan's tea culture is prevalent in all parts of the island's everyday life. The second most consumed liquid on Earth after water, and only becoming more popular. What started thousands of years ago in the mountains of China has become an international phenomenon. A simple union of water and leaves, yet so much more. An art, a tradition, a way of life. Tea.